What is up, guys? So we are back again for another video. So this is going to be a little bit different from the first one. So the first one, just pointing out some things in the game that, I don't know, are kind of funny, but also very true. I guess we'll try out Scud on here. I like doing competitive, like, zone type capturing. I feel like domination, you put it in the mix, it's good, but it always wants to only put you in domination. Same thing with team deathmatch. And Kill Confirm's fun, but it just turns into a camping simulator. So I feel like Headquarters and Hardpoint really force people to get out of corners more so than others. So we'll try it out. So this video is actually going over switching to a mouse and keyboard, specifically in Black Ops 6. Now, up front, I have used a mouse and keyboard before, or attempted to. I built a PC earlier this year. I've always been a traditional console, mostly Xbox, but I've had them all. Typical console type person, but I decided to go ahead and build a PC just to get the best performance and all. So when I first got it, I did attempt using a mouse and keyboard. I actually played Skyrim when it first came out, just to try to do something more slower paced with it. But since then, I switched back to controller. But I think where I'm at now is, depending on the game, I really just enjoy playing story games with the controller. It's just, with a mouse and keyboard, it just feels unnatural. I mean, after all, the controller does have the joystick, so more joy there. But there's definitely a competitive edge to using a mouse and keyboard in games like this. Now, I'm not the best with it, so bear that in mind. I'm also still getting used to using perks, kind of like the stim. I love using pistols. Oh no, this is it for me. So yeah, so you'll see that. But yeah, this is just kind of like a getting started type thing, getting used to using mouse and keyboard, what that's like, especially from a traditional console player, someone who's mostly used a controller their entire lives. I will say, right off the bat, a big change, something that is typically like semi-auto guns, they're good no matter what, but using a mouse and keyboard, semi-auto guns are so much easier to use. Oh, there he is in the corner. That's nice. As I said, Headquarters and Hardpoint discourage camping, but it definitely is still a big part of the game. But yeah, so it is what it is. That's fine. I mean, I camp too. I can't say I never do. I try to be the anti-camp, but it doesn't always happen. Like right now, I'm not really sure how to crouch or like prone. I changed some of my keybinds around, so I'm just trying to move as fast as possible. So yeah, just this definitely a new person with a keyboard and mouse. Just trying to get used to the movement speed. I will say, this isn't my first time trying to use it, as I said before, but so I used it yesterday when I was playing with my wife and my brother, and I was like, I'm gonna switch to it. I'm gonna do it, and it's really fast. Like, sometimes I'm moving so fast, I don't know how I'm actually getting guys, because I feel like I'm just sporadically shooting, but somehow I'm able to still get kills with it. Obviously, this isn't the best showcase of that. Also getting used to kind of talking while playing, so that is an adjustment. But yeah, so it's one of those things where you move so fast sometimes with it, you think to yourself, well, no wonder everybody's better with mouse and keyboard. I mean, you can, and it is. It's the speed difference is second to none. It is pretty crazy. Well, I thought that was an enemy. So that's the big adjustment. The speed, it feels unnatural. You're moving so fast. Just getting used to the keybinds. It is going to take time. I have a little bit of experience with it. So for some reason I was thinking this was Hardpoint. Just a side note there. I do have some experience with it. I'm definitely new to it though. Like, I'm not sure how to prone. I'll have to look that up. But semi-auto guns are really, if you're wanting to make the switch, especially in Black Ops 6, I would use a semi-auto gun. That makes a huge difference. The auto guns, it's like getting used to controlling the recoil without the joysticks is really weird. The best way I can describe it is someone who, as you can see, my aim is still not. Yeah, that was just terrible. No, we all do it, but yeah, that was embarrassing. So yeah, so getting used to the keybinds, getting used to the speed, and just the overall feel that, like, you do kind of get, I don't know, for me at least, I mean, I do work like a full-time physical job, I guess you could say. Oh no, how do I do this? This is bad. Okay, there we go. I think the mouse just acted up. But yeah, just getting used to it. It's definitely an adjustment. I know he's camping, so it's definitely an adjustment. And you do kind of feel like a little bit of a wrist cramp. That's just kind of, I mean, it's not a huge deal. It's just you're gonna feel it. I mean, I use my hands a lot when I'm working. I was kind of saying before, so it's just kind of different. Man, he's got all kinds of stuff attachments over here. Yeah, so it's definitely adjustment, but you get used to the speed. The point I was making before is when I was playing yesterday with my wife and my brother, we were doing zombies. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to switch back to controller because we've been playing competitive that morning. And I was like, let's do that because it's just kind of chill. And I end up switching back to keyboard and mouse because it just felt better. Like once you get used to that speed, it's hard to go back for it. Zombies is a good practice session because you still have this pace of the game, but you don't have the sweat of other players, kind of like here. Because I mean, this is my second day using keyboard and mouse, and as you can see, like I go through spurts, I'll do really well, and then other times I will just do bad. Maybe headquarters wasn't the best choice because it can be kind of sweaty. Also, I'm trying to use a pistol because I don't know, I think the pistols are cool. Like, shooting pistols in real life and doing it in the game, there's something, you feel like John Wick, I guess is the best way to do it. So it's pretty cool. I like it. They are fun. I gotta start not pushing when I'm low health. Yeah, so the first thing I would do, I would definitely play some zombies just to get used to the speed of it. Like I said, I played Starfield. It's been months, probably almost a year now since I tried mouse and keyboard on that, and like it kind of took away from the joy of it for me. It might not for you, but I will say Black Ops 6, if you're making the switch to keyboard and mouse, for me, Call of Duty games are one of the easier games to do it with. I don't know why. Like I play a lot of Destiny, and I've been involved with that game for a long time, and it's a lot of fun. Maybe just because there's more going on with like your different abilities and stuff in games like that. I found it really hard to try to use mouse and keyboard in the regular game. Now in the PvP mode, which is Crucible, if you're familiar with it, it wasn't as hard. Like you definitely have a huge advantage compared to controller, because like I said earlier, when I switched just from zombies to keyboard and mouse using the controller before that, I was like, this is too slow. I need to go back to it, otherwise it's just gonna feel weird the entire time. Even though I'm still getting used to like the buttons and everything. And I don't have like a super crazy setup. I just have a SteelSeries keyboard that I really liked when I built my PC. It looked cool and it had good specs. And then also I have a little bit bigger mouse. I actually got the Corsair mouse, which I really like because I have a bigger hand, so it just fits better. I will say, if you really want to stick with the controller and want one that has like paddles, I got the Razer Wolverine, I believe it's called. I love that controller. Like I said, I use that for all my story-based games, and it's great. It's a little bit wider, especially if you have bigger hands. It's just more comfortable overall. Now, I can't speak to the longevity of it. I personally haven't had any issues. I've had it about a year now, but you know, time will tell as far as that goes. Oh, that's nice. Every time you capture the headquarters, it's like you die right as it like gets captured. It's just the name of the game it is. But yeah. So I mean, just get what's comfortable for you. Like I'm not really brand specific. I do have a higher end PC. You know, like a 4090 and such like that. Not like crazy, but definitely higher end than a console. So that's something to bear in mind. That will affect different perks. Man, I always got a dude behind me. Ooh, the Omni move it's at its best. And this is probably a bad showcase of switching to keyboard and mouse, because as you can see, I'm doing absolutely terrible right now. But this is my second day using it. It's definitely an adjustment on top of other things. Also, I'm trying to use... Oh, man, I didn't even see him there. That was a good spot. I'm also trying to use a pistol, which isn't the smartest move for trying to win, but, you know, I don't really care. It is what it is. I'm just trying to have fun. But yeah, so if you're on the fence about it, it's definitely worth switching to. You definitely will have a competitive advantage with it. Semi-auto guns are a lot better, which I'll do another match after this so you can see the difference with using an auto gun. It's just the recoil control for automatic guns. It's really hard to get used to. Man, that guy really likes that spot. I didn't know he was there even. Like I said, sometimes you're just getting used to how fast you can move. It's as you can see, like sometimes you get. It seems like you gotta. If you can only see their head, it should be an automatic like headshot. Like if that's all you can see, like I don't get why that's not just a headshot. Like because all you see this little bitty white speck popping out or whatever color the character is, and it's just like, well, okay, now that should be a headshot. But aside from that, the GS45, just kind of on a side note here, the pistol is really fun to use. I don't know that I don't know if you should use it over the 9mm, because the 9mm, like, the time to kill is just so fast, and the 45 has like it's slow, and it's definitely fun, but I don't know how, as you can see. I mean, this is probably not a good gameplay of it, because I'm doing absolutely terrible, but, well. Yeah, this gun is a lot of fun. As you can see, it's like, you can definitely tap with the single fire guns. It makes a huge difference. Dude, just go in there. Oh shoot. Wasting ammo. Yeah, this gun's a lot of fun to use if you have it. Gosh, I'm so bad with the pistol. I want to be good with it so bad, but I just am not. Sometimes I have like streaks with it, just kind of hit or miss. I will say, using mouse and keyboard, so the pistol, I always used iron sights with the controller. But for some reason, using a mouse and keyboard, having that sight in the actual game, the red dot, makes such a big difference. Like I said, sometimes you just move so fast, you just like, I start just firing like crazily, and I somehow get kills. So you can always just do that. It's not, I guess, the most tactical way to do things, but it's an option. I will say, one thing that's interesting, me and my brother and some of my buddies have talked about, is it seems like the more accurate the reticle is, the less leeway you have to get hits. And I noticed this with keyboard and mouse, and also with controllers. So, like, as for instance, like this is a very precise sight. Like you have the arrow right there. It's like just kind of like a red dot's the same way. But it seems like if you have a different reticle, like the Holo Scout sight that's got the circle and the dot in the center, you have a lot more leeway to get the hit marker. And I'll go into the gunsmith in between the next match and show you what I'm talking about, just to be more clear. Maybe you all haven't had that same experience. Maybe it's just me. So you can leave that in the comments if you'd like, if you watch this video and enjoy it. If you do like it, I'll do what everybody else does. Please like and subscribe. It supports the channel. We have a total of 7 subscribers, which we're very thankful for. This is kind of a new thing, as we said, and you know, this is just kind of your average guy, just playing when I have time and I'm not working. It's like this week I work Saturday, so I'm off today, so just got a little bit of time to play and make a video. So just for your average Joe out there trying to be somewhat adequate at the game. And as you can see, this has been a horrendous showcase of what I'm sure there's a lot of guys who are just average 9-to-5 workers like me, so to speak, that are much better. But I will give myself the benefit of the doubt. Using the mouse and keyboard, it's kind of weird for the first time. Also, I'm not a professional, obviously. Don't think that needs to be said, but it is. But it's just one of those things. You get used to it. This is just my second day, so I'll probably post another video after a week to see if I've gotten any better. I need to stop going that way. Depending if I get any time for it. Maybe you all are like me. Maybe you like just going the same way and piling up your bodies, see how many you can get there. Going around trying to do hard points. Like, oh, I'm not gonna switch my way. I'm just gonna keep going this way so I can. Well, I don't know how I'm not at the bottom of the list, but thank goodness that's over. But yeah, so I have a SteelSeries keyboard. I might post those in the link, the mouse and keyboard, and I almost said and controller, but that's not good. Maybe the controller too. If you want to stick to controllers, I really do like that one. It makes it just fits more comfortably in my hand. That Razer Wolverine. I think you can get it on consoles too. So we have I know at least Xbox. I'm pretty confident you can. I'm not sure about PlayStation. I've always been more of an Xbox controller fan than a PlayStation controller fan. I think the PS5 controller is the best PlayStation controller today, and that might be controversial, but I like the size of it, whereas some of the other ones it feels more premium. Some of the others felt kind of chintzy. So this time, and I'll show you what I'll talk about first with the sight. So I'll just go to this one real quick. This Ames 85 is a really good gun. For some reason it has a 60 round mag. I think it's like my zombies loadout changed my loadout in multiplayer, so maybe that's a thing. But I'm using this pinpoint Hal. It's got kind of looks like an EOTech. If you're into guns at all, almost just like an EOTech. But on the reticle here, so like this reticle right here, I love that reticle. I've loved it in all the games. But using this reticle as opposed to, let's say, this one, it seems like you just have a lot more leeway of hit markers when you use this reticle versus using a more precise one like this, or even this, or like a dot. Maybe it's just me, but I was talking to some of my buddies when we were playing. They felt the same way, that it seems like the less accurate looking reticles, it seems like you anywhere in this circle, so to speak, you could hit, and you would be getting hit markers. Whereas with this one, if you're off of this hair by just a little amount, you're just not getting hits. Y'all can leave in the comments if you feel the same way, or if you think that's just, you know, just me, or maybe us, or if you feel that way too. I might actually try this one out, because, you know, why not? I love the zombies reticles. I love that yellow. I might try that afterwards. I always love the different designs. It kind of looks like a pencil, but I don't think they have any of the cool ones. But some of them have like a little like biohazard sign. I think those are super neat. But yeah, so this time I think I'm going to use, I'll have to look through my different ones. I would use the M4. The M4, if you've seen my first video, it's just, if I'm ever doing terrible in a match, which happens, I mean, last match was pretty terrible, but if I'm ever doing like bottom of the list terrible, I will just put on the M4, because the rate of fire, the time to kill, it is so good compared to some of these other guns. It's not even close. I don't even know. I guess I used the MP5. It's probably a bad map to use the auto one. I should have been using that auto on the other map and then using something a little more longer range on this one, but it is what it is. Oh, dang it. I thought I got him, but somebody else did. I'm like, oh no, he's mine. Nope, not today. Not today, son. Yeah, so just controlling. I don't know how to crouch or how to prone. I should have looked at that. The pains of learning to use a mouse and keyboard, not knowing how to escape your fate. A little plug for the band there. Alright, yeah, I'm just like sporadically shooting stuff. It's like sometimes you're moving so fast the mouse and keyboard, especially if you're used to controller, you're just like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Yeah. Some of these people with these SMGs can just snipe from any distance. I mean, like, doesn't waver. Maybe I need to change my sensitivities on this thing, but I feel like I just cannot do that. I must switch to a different gun because this isn't the attachments I want to have. Model L, that's the one I was wanting to use. This gun is supposed to be amazing. Got that yellow reticle. I love that zombie colors. Plus, you know, I like having the trophy system. Be a team player for the objectives. You know, don't just camp outside of them. I don't know. Maybe I should have camped outside of it to be better. I have some little bit of sympathy because this is my first time using mouse and keyboard, but yeah, I'm doing pretty terrible right now. So, just getting used to the speed you're playing at is really hard because it is so much faster. Man. That guy's not so hard to see. I don't know about you all, but the zombie characters, I mean, I'm happy I got them unlocked now, but man, they are hard to see. I have the most trouble. I really notice it with the pistols. Like when I'm using the pistol, the smaller character models, there's a couple of the chicks in the game that are smaller character models, but man, they are so hard for me to hit with the pistol compared to like the big bruiser zombie guy that's like in the DLC stuff. It's such, you really notice it there. I kind of wish, I think it's cool to have some of the different character models in this, but I kind of wish they did kind of a Halo style thing where you just had red versus blue, or maybe like just one faction versus the other, like military faction, because it makes it easier to just tell who's who. But yeah, so back to the mouse and keyboard section of it. Using an automatic weapon, it's definitely an adjustment. I feel like with the joysticks, you're used to kind of tempering that recoil, whereas with the mouse and keyboard, it's just a different bear. Like you got a whole different way to do it. And I have my sensitivities pretty high. When I play on controller, just in perspective, I max out the sensitivities. So I have it at 20. I think it's 20 is the highest it has on there. I have it just maxed out. And I've always played that way. It was hard. That was hard to get used to at first. If you want to kind of ease your way into the speed change, I would say that maxing out your controller sensitivities is a good way to do that. Just to get used to how fast you'll be moving with a mouse and keyboard. I kind of forced my way into it when I first started playing more competitively, and I got used to it eventually. It was not easy, but you know, it just is what it is. Just you can either just force yourself to do it, and eventually you'll just get used to it, or just kind of stay in the same zone. Which is what I was trying to get a little more competitive when Black Ops was out. I think it was Black Ops, maybe Vanguard. I got pretty high in the leaderboards and was really sweaty for that one. This is actually probably one of my more favorites since Black Ops, or not Black Ops, Cold War. There's been a lot of Black Ops, but Black Ops Cold War. I really liked Cold War. For real, some people hated it, but Vanguard was my favorite Call of Duty of this newer generation. Let's say since Modern Warfare 2019. I thought the game was really fun. I loved the time period for it. Maybe it's just that's what I liked about it. But I will say that game was so much fun. Me and my wife and my brother and some buddies of mine had the most fun playing that game. But then all of a sudden it just started having a ton of connection issues, and that's really why we stopped playing it. Otherwise we would have knocked out the new ones and just kept playing that one. But because of the connection issues, like they were on Xbox, so on PC I didn't really have the same issues. But when I switched back to console, like with them, it wouldn't work, which was really unfortunate because I thought that game was really fun. I mean, some people didn't like it. Everybody has different opinions on the games and kind of which one's their favorite. I guess that's why they have so many. I wish they had more of a delay in between them. Honestly, like some of these games I feel like could last 2 or 3 years, but instead they put one out every year, and it's like, dude, just wait a little bit. And I mean, I know it's a money thing, but still, oh man, I didn't even know we could get up there. So I'm kind of getting used to the recoil now. Like I said, I've only been playing, it's my second day using mouse and keyboard, so I'm really definitely getting used to it. That's why this was kind of a good time, I thought, to make a video on it, just for anybody who's thinking about switching, or maybe build yourself a nice PC and just want to, have the fruits of your labor rewarded, because I mean they are expensive, man. I'll tell you, it is definitely not a cheap investment, but I think it's worth it overall, especially if you're really into gaming, which I am. So I got him on the spawn, and I'm not going to be able to finish him off. I might just run away, regroup. Yeah, so if you're on the fence about switching to mouse and keyboard, I would definitely do it if you have the money to like buy a nice mouse and keyboard. And I mean, it doesn't have to be anything high end. And I'm sure there's, I don't have to advertise for anybody. They do that enough with all this gaming. But I always want somebody to buy something new. But you can just do your research, find what's comfortable for you. I mean, when you get to like the name brands, I mean, I'm sure there's like going to be benefits to one or the other, but it really comes down to what feels good to you. I mean, because like I really like the Corsair mouse. Some people don't like how big it feels. That's what made me want to get it. So that's why I got it. It just fits really well in the hand. Some of these mouses are super complicated. I mean, it looks cool, but there's so many buttons on it. I don't know what I'd use it for, but. Oh. Of course, I was out of ammo. I don't know if anybody else does this. I might have mentioned this in my first video, but I like to have a 60 round mag and then reload like I have a 20 round mag. Just non-stop reloading like a freaking bum. So I always am in the reloading motion, which is really slow in this game, even though I have plenty left. So, oh, look at that! I got to. Oh, well, there's another one. I'll run away. I don't know if anybody ever plays with someone brand new to COD, but I was playing with my wife, and she's actually got really good at the game. She'd never really played them before, so it was a brand new, fresh experience, super fast. It's actually her favorite game now. But she was talking about when she first started playing, she would just go hide in a corner because it was just so hectic. And now, I mean, she's ahead of me on the list. A lot of times she's gotten really good. So same thing with mouse and keyboard. I mean, it's like you're not going to automatically be amazing at it, but just sticking it out, it definitely has its benefits. I think sniping is definitely easier. I'm not an amazing sniper by any means. I would like to work on that, but there's a lot of perks to it. Just being able to move so much faster. You really don't realize it until you make the switch, because you move so fast. and it's like you're able to just like you can just roll the mouse and just switch weapons. I mean, it's just little things you don't think about, like and like different buttons on the mouse allows you to reload. It just kind of tailors it more to a personalized gaming experience, and I do really like controller though. So like I said, I still use that for all my story games, because a controller just is, sometimes a mouse is too sweaty. You know, I'll be real. It's like it kind of makes it like, oh, this is my job now, like I'm on a keyboard. Whereas a controller feels more like, I don't know, kind of a kid again, just playing like a regular like video game, like back in the GameCube days. Which the sweat level, that's for another video. Model L is pretty good. I'm not saying I'm not great with it, but it definitely, a lot of these guns feel similar. I mean, they're not like crazily different. Man, right behind me. Every time. That shot in the back mode.
Hardpoint is secure.
I will say, definitely mess with your keybinds if you make the switch to keyboard and mouse, because like sometimes like the default keybinds they're kind of weird. Like they put you like I like having my sprint and like jump and stuff at different points than like what the default keybind is. Aw, man, whole team showed up. Yeah, it's what feels comfortable for you. Definitely, there's other videos on like how to set up your keyboard and stuff and get the keybinds right. I won't go too deep into that. I feel like there's 1,000 videos for that. This is just kind of my experience switching. Just don't feel bad if you're semi-decent player and you just start really sucking. It's going to be like that for the first little bit. But I've had actually some of my best matches since switching to keyboard and mouse. This isn't one of them, but it does make it a lot easier just to be competitive. Also, the aiming, being able to like aim with the mouse is so much smoother. It's really nice. At least we got the victory. Hey, still positive KD, so you can't hate there. Hit a good team on that one. So yeah, so that'll probably be it as far as the gameplay with this video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe, and any suggestions, you know, leave them in the comments. Just try to make it as easy to watch, just kind of a casual conversation. Something that just your average guys deal with just playing these games. Sometimes you come home and it's just, you just want to chill, and it's not always like that. But I will say, if the mouse and keyboard switch, definitely getting used to it still. I'll post another video just kind of updating after a week, and you know, the different intricacies of making that switch. But the big thing is just figuring out which buttons do what. Which it's easy in most games. I mean, I know like when I tried it out with Starfield, when I played that, just testing it, like you can go here and just go to your keybinds and see actually where everything is at. So you can just hover over. That makes it really nice. I guess C is prone or dive, so that's a big thing too, is muscle reflex. So when you're playing, getting used to moving your hands like in a different way with the controller. Like now when I pick up my controller, which is a bigger, wider Xbox style controller, the Razer, it feels weird. And that was just after 1 day, 2 days now of using mouse and keyboard. So it's one of those things you definitely will just get used to, but don't be afraid of it. It's not like anything, it's just a video game. It's not anything crazy. And like I said, zombies is a great way to get used to using the mouse and keyboard. I will say, I think Call of Duty is one of the easier ones to make the switch in. I have used mouse and keyboard in other games like Destiny, and especially in like the PvE mode, there's just a lot of stuff going on, and so you got to get used to just mashing different keys, and it's a lot more finger movement, whereas COD's kind of simple, so you don't have as much to keep track of. So as an entry level like switch, I definitely, for me personally, I found it to be one of the easiest switches to mouse and keyboard as the Call of Duty series. So that'll be it for this video. Any questions or any comments, just please like them down there in the comments. I'll try to link the keyboard, mouse, and the controller I was talking about if you still want to stick to controller, because like I said, I use controller for all my story games. I just think it's more enjoyable. It feels more like a hobby, like a relaxation, whereas if you're playing something like Call of Duty, it's like sometimes, like in my other video I talked about, you just want to suck. You just don't even care. You just want to play. But then other times you actually want to try to get a kill streak you haven't gotten before, and I do think that keyboard and mouse definitely helps that. So I'll leave a link to those. Thank you all again. Like and subscribe if you liked it. Leave any comments, questions, concerns, anything like that, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.